What's going on, everybody? I'm Dan Karpuc, and welcome to Trend or Trap for Wednesday, April 22nd, 2026. This is the show where I take powerful data-backed systems from TrendsCenter and figure out what's actionable and what you should fade. Early in the season, we've been finding edges across multiple sports, and today is no different. We've got a loaded slate with plays from MLB and the NBA playoffs, including a red-hot MLB undertrend, a historic playoff curse that just won't die, and a Thunder team that looks ready to steamroll its way through another matchup. 3 plays, 3 trends. Let's figure out what's real and if anything is a trap. Let's start off with the Brewers at the Tigers. Let's see if the over or the under is the play here. With Brewers starting pitcher Chad Patrick starting with a money line of plus 150 or less. The under has gone 20-4. That's 83.33% for plus 15.6 units, a 59.09% ROI. This has won 5 times in a row and 9-1 in the last 10. So is this a trend to tail and go with under 8 runs, or is this a trap to fade with the over as the best bet? I'm going to say that this is a trend to tail and go with the under 8 runs here. I've bet this in each of the last 5 games and have been victorious in all 5, so I'm going to keep rolling with it. Patrick is off to a sensational start this season, going 1-0 with a 0.95 ERA through 4 appearances. That includes 3 starts. He was the bulk reliever in one of those appearances. In his 3 starts, the Brewers have allowed just 1, 2, and 1 runs, and this matchup against the Tigers doesn't exactly scare me. Coming off his best outing of the year so far, which was 6 2/3 innings pitched for 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks against Toronto, Patrick has commanded his fastball. He has a 95th percentile fastball run value rating at Baseball Savant, and he ranks in the 86th percentile in overall pitching run value. While he's going to allow soft contact and is a fly ball pitcher, this matchup could play right into his strength. The Tigers actually hit fly balls at the 2nd highest rate in the majors, so they're pretty susceptible to that type of pitching. On the other side, Casey Mize, 1-1 with a 2.78 ERA. He's going to be on the mound for the Tigers, and he's off to one of the best starts of his career. He's almost the exact opposite type of pitcher as Patrick, but he's gotten the job done so far with a 96th percentile off-speed run value, his 26.6% K rate, 27.5% whiff rate, 31.7% chase rate, and 88.5 mile-an-hour average exit velocity, all rank in the 60th percentile or better per Baseball Savant. I expect runs to be hard to find in this one. I'm going to be backing the profitable trend and the under once again in this spot. Let's go to the NBA playoffs. It is Magic Pistons game 2 after the Magic completely deflated the Pistons in game 1. Here is the trend. The Pistons have gone 0-11 straight up in their last 11 home playoff games spanning back 18 years. They haven't won a game since 2008. That's the longest such streak in NBA history. Home games in the playoffs, they just can't win them. This, talk about a curse. Is this a trend to tail or a trap to fade? I'm going to say that this is a trend. I'm going to back the Magic to steal game 2. You can get this at plus 355 over at Kalshi, which is pretty crazy. I think that despite their number 1 seed, the Pistons are going to have a really, really tough time in this matchup against the 8th-seeded Magic here. It became pretty evident that this series is going to be a dogfight between 2 physical, evenly matched teams. Remember that Orlando suffered a number of injuries in the regular season, never really got it together. Franz Wagner was in, he was out. Banchero was in, he was out at the beginning of the season. Now their core is healthy, and they actually look superior to the top seed in that first meeting. Cade Cunningham scored 39 points on 13 of 27 shooting in game 1. Just one other Piston, Tobias Harris with 17, scored in double figures. Orlando collapsed on Jalen Duren on the interior, and that was really, really important because he is one of the best pick and roll catch and convert guys in the entire league. They prevented that pick and roll from being effective. The Cunningham to Duren channel was really prevented, forcing Detroit to take some long-range shots. The result, the Pistons went 10 of 32 from 3, that's 31%. Couldn't get on a roll offensively whatsoever. Cunningham's going to have to step up in a huge way once again and get his teammates more involved in game 2. And most importantly, those teammates are going to have to knock down shots. So guys like Duncan Robinson, who are going to get looks from the outside, they're going to have to convert. Meanwhile, Paulo Banchero, Franz Wagner, Desmond Bane, Jalen Suggs, Wendell Carter Jr., particularly Jalen Suggs, looked amazing in game 1, all scored over 16 points. That's probably not going to happen again. However, this team has the size and physicality to match up with Detroit. The Magic got to loose balls. They played with the tenacity and simply wanted it more. I suspect Orlando's game plan is going to look very similar to game 1, and the Magic will force Detroit to live on the perimeter and rely on that deep ball, which is one of their weaknesses. This is going to likely be an issue, like I said, unless a guy like Duncan Robinson, Dennis Jenkins, Tobias Harris can step out and shoot some threes. I'm not really confident that those guys are going to get the job done. I'd much rather roll with the Magic on the money line. I think they're going to actually win this series outright. And at plus 355, there's a ton of value there. And this is a trend that's dating back 18 years, like I mentioned. So the Pistons cannot win at home in the playoffs, and I'm going to back that trend once more. Finally, let's go to the Thunder versus the Suns game 2. The first matchup was pretty easy for the Thunder with a 35-point win. Here is the trend. Since November 1 of 2021, the Thunder have gone 43-12-3 against the spread. That's 78.18% for plus 29.8 units, 46.71% ROI, when the total is 227.5 or less, and OKC covered their previous game spread by 10 or more. So like I mentioned, a very easy 119-84 game 1 victory. I have a pretty simple question to ask. Outside of Devin Booker and Jalen Green, where are Phoenix's points going to come from? Both of those guys combined for 40 points on 14 of 33 shooting in the first meeting, but Dylan Brooks going 6 of 22 for 18 points probably wasn't a good sign of things to come for Phoenix. Phoenix simply doesn't have the personnel to match up against OKC in this spot, and the depth is definitely a concern. Note that SGA went just 5 of 18 shooting, got to the line with ease though, made 15 of 17 from the charity stripe and route to 25 points in 29 minutes in game 1, but despite that surprising inefficiency, OKC still won by a blowout. I'm not going to overthink this one. It's not going to be close. Another blowout is incoming. I'm going to roll with the trend once again. That's going to do it for this episode of Trend or Trap. As always, the goal is simple. Trust the data, stay disciplined, and don't fall for trends that don't hold up under the hood. We've got a great mix of systems and situational angles on the board today. So let's see if the numbers deliver once again. If you're riding along, make sure you're locked into the TrendsCenter app and find these edges every single day, especially with the NBA playoffs heating up and the MLB in full swing. I'm Dan Karpuc. Good luck with your bets, and I will catch you next time.